Hello, welcome to the MBP tutorial 2. In this video, I'll show you how to use MBP to tune a BSIM4 DC model. First, let's take a look at the device we have. We have some CV data and DC data here for different geometries. The first thing we need to do is tune the CGG curve. We can make this one maximize. And then we can add the parameters here. This list of parameters. We can use them to tune the CGG part. We can also save it as a parameter group. Each parameter has its dominant range on this curve. We can see how it looks like. So to tune different parts of the curve, we need to use different parameters. We can also try to optimize it by select a region and optimize. In this example, I'm not trying to fit every curve to be perfect because that would take too much time. I'm just trying to show the basic steps of how to use the parameter pattern modification. And then the CGC curve, BSIM4 and then the CGDR, CGSO. We need to check it with log scale as well. And then the DLC. Also different parameters as a dominant region in this curve. And if you want to learn the basic meaning of those parameters, you can go to the BSIM4 manual to check the description and also the equation related to the parameter. And also the provided default value of the parameters. The next step is to tune the IV curves of large device. We have selected 8 plots here. The first two are the IDVD curve at both linear and log scale at small radius, and then the IDVD curve at VDD, and the IDVD curve at different radius, with and without body bias, and then the GM curve, which is transformed from the IDVD curve at small radius, and the GDS transformed from the IDVD curve without body bias. For the linear part of the IDVD curve, we use the weightage theorem and the mobility parameters to tune this curve, and then use K2 to adjust the body bias effect. And for the sub-threshold region, we use the V-off and CIT to tune this region. When tuning the IDVD curve, we need to take a look at the GM curve at the same time. The GM curve is the first order differential of the IDVD curve. Sometimes the V-off value is too negative. It may introduce kink in the GM curve. Then we can use the MINV to fix the kink. After the IDVD curves are finished, we need to tune the IDVD curves for the next step. And we can use this parameters list here to tune the IDVD curves. And we can also try the optimization here. It's getting close. After fitting the IDVD curves, it's possible that the IDVD curves are getting worse, so we need to go back to retune the IDVD curves sometimes. When tuning the IDVD curve, we need to take a look at the GDS curve as well. GDS is the first order differential of the IDVD curve. We need to take a look at both the linear scale and the log scale. We can see that GDS curve is still not feeling so good here. And we can use the PDVC2 to tune this region. And it's getting better. And besides the GDS, we can check the out as well using the transformation, dx dy. You can see that it's also fitting good. And then we need to go back to check the IDVD curves, getting a little worse, and we can reduce the AGS value a little bit. Yes, getting back. So now we can consider the fitting work for large device ID curves has been finished. The next step is to fit the target trims at maximum width. Those trims including weighted lean, weighted fat, ID lean, ID set versus different lengths. Sometimes weighted dim is included as well. We can use the parameters listed on the screen to fit those trims. For the VT-lean trim, we can use these parameters to select region and try optimization. And we can get a very reasonable trim curve. Again, in this video, I'm not trying to make every curve to be very perfect to fit, and just want to show the basic steps. We can also try to optimize multiple trims at the same time. It will take a longer time. Next step is to fit the IV curves of the Y device with the parameters listed on screen. And then the trim fitting for VT-lean with set, opening ID set versus width at maximum length. Then fit the IV curve of the long device. Then fit the full target trim at minimum length and minimum width. At last, fit the IV curve of the small device, and then check the IV curves of the device geometries nearby. We'll often need to go back to the previous steps and recheck the curves and refit it. And also, besides the 4 critical devices like the large, wide, long, and the small device, besides those 4 geometries, we need also check the device geometries in the middle. We need to make sure those curves are correct. Also, if there is a targeted device for design, we can pay more attention to that device and make sure that that IV curve is the perfect fit. Also, the parameter listed for each curve are just the common used ones. They doesn't include all the effective parameters for that curve. In the real case, they still rely on engineers' device physics background and experience to select the right parameters for each region to get a better fitting result. And the flow in this video is a typical instruction flow to get a best fitting model of BSIM4 from CV to IV, from large device to small device, and we need to take care of the trim flaws at the same time.